Mrs. Smith, how are you feeling this afternoon?
Let's forget the bedside manner, okay? I don't want the run around any longer. I want to know exactly what's wrong with me.
I've told you that you have a kidney malfunction.
Well, that doesn't tell me a lot, does it? How bad is it? And what can be done to fix it?
Mrs. Smith, I can assure you that you're in good hands, even if I do say so myself. So why not leave the worrying to me?
Oh, cut the crap. If you're not going to tell me, then find me a quack who will.
All right, I'll try to explain.
Good. You can start by telling me, in plain terms, what is wrong with me.
Acute kidney disorder.
Oh. As long as it's cute. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So tell it. But I want to know the lot. And I do mean the whole lot.
Why, where were you? You missed lunch.
I wasn't hungry.
Been talking to Lizzie, huh?
I just had a few things on my mind, that's all.
That letter from your daughter.
How do you know about that?
Doreen mentioned it.
Well, Doreen should keep her mouth shut.
She just said you were a bit upset.
Yeah, well, that's not the only reason I'm upset. I'm worried about Bea. I saw when they were taking her out to the hospital. She looked like she was dying.
Do you know what's wrong with her?
Yeah, her kidneys have packed up.
They must be taking her for dialysis treatment.
That's right, and they said she'd be on that treatment for the rest of her life.
Yeah, she would.
Well, Mrs. Davidson said the only other thing they could do for her was a kidney transplant.
Well, there's a very long waiting list, and I'm afraid Bea, being a prisoner, will probably go to the end of it. I hope you know I charge the common fee for any consultation.
Yeah, send me a bill. Listen, is that true what Jude said about Bea?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I suspected Bea had kidney trouble from the beginning, but, well, it's just a pity it wasn't picked up sooner.
Well, what about the business about a transplant?
As I said, finding a suitable donor could take a long time.
Isn't there some way of speeding it up?
Well, only if a member of Bea's family or a friend donates a kidney which is compatible. It's a bit of a long shot, though.
Well, I suppose a long shot's better than nothing.
From what Doreen said, I don't think Bea has any family.
No. But she's got mates, hasn't she? I've got 'em right here.
Thank you, Mrs. Barfield. Come in, Edwards. I hear you settled in very quickly.
Yeah, well, it's a nice place you've got here. In fact, I've decided to stay.
What was it you wanted to discuss with me?
Bea Smith. We hear she's pretty crook.
Yes, that's true. I'm afraid there's very little that can be done for her at the moment other than the treatment she is already receiving.
Is that going to be enough?
Why do you want to know?
Listen, Mrs. Davidson, we're her friends. I know I haven't known her very long, but I like her. And Judy and Doreen and Lizzie are really worried. They're sort of like a family. Well, you know.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Dr. Kennedy feels that Smith's condition is so far advanced the dialysis treatment may not be adequate, so they're looking for a kidney donor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Bea's name will be going on the end of a long list.
Yes, and I understand it's not easy to find the right kidney.
Well, like I said, the women in here are as good as family. I've talked to them, and they agree that they want the kidney search to start with them.
You mean the women in here are willing to donate a kidney?
Yeah, why not?
And the offer came of their own volition?
You mean, did I have to come the heavy with them? I just told them what the situation was and asked if they were willing. There were plenty of volunteers.
Well, I think that's wonderful. And I shall tell Dr. Kennedy about it.
Great. So, what do I tell the women?
Tell them that their offer will be seriously considered. And I know Bea Smith will be very appreciative of the devotion and loyalty of her friends.
Yeah, well, she's done a lot for them. It's about time I did something for her.
That dialysis machine is a little ripper.
They certainly help a great many people.
If I felt any better, I'd be dangerous.
Well, that's because your system's been cleaned out.
Well, I'm raring to go. Just say the word.
Cleaned out, I said, not cured.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, I've been thinking about that, too. I think I'd rather hand him a chips than have a machine running the rest of my life.
Oh, it may not come to that. It seems you've got quite a few remarkable friends. I believe almost all the prisoners have volunteered for donor tests. I've never heard of anything like that before. You must be very special to them, Mrs. Smith. It takes a lot of courage and love to donate part of your body.
Silly buggers.
We've done tests on all the ones who volunteered.
What'd you come up with?
Well,
Bugger all, right?
not particularly good at the moment, but we won't know till we get the final results.
When will that be?
Tomorrow.
And if you don't come up with anything, then it means regular trips to the kidney machine, right?
For the time being, yes.
There's no other treatment? Nothing else I can do?
No. I'm afraid your illness has reached a pretty advanced stage. We may not be able to rely on the dialysis machine for much longer. I can't lie to you, Mrs. Smith. It is serious.
Thank you, Miss Conway. Now, Doreen, would you like to sit down?
No, thanks, Mrs. Davidson.
Dr. Kennedy has something he wishes to say to you.
I'll come straight to the point. What I have to say will be in the strictest confidence, if you wish.
Oh, good.
You must also understand that you'll be given plenty of time to make up your mind, and you'll be under no obligation whatever.
Well, I reckon you better stop beating around the bush, Doctor, because I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
All right. We've finished the tissue typing tests on all the women here who volunteered to have them done. Yours turned out to be compatible. This means, of course, that you will be eligible to donate one of your kidneys to B. Smith.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then.